Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Love of Biology. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. So today we are going to learn an interesting subject, that is morphology of angiosperms. So what is morphology? It is the study of structure. Actually internal structure will be there, external structure will be there. So here we are learning about external morphology, that is external structure of the plant. What it contains and what are these angiosperms? These are flowering, complete flower bearing plant. Those are monocots and dicots. So external morphology contains a vegetative and reproductive morphology. What is this vegetative morphology? Those are root, stem, leaf, etc. And reproductive, it involves inflorescence, flower, fruit and seed. Let us discuss one by one. First, vegetative morphology. First one is root. So we know what is the use of root, right? It will absorb water and minerals from the soil. And from where it will arises, let us see. So from a seed, it contains two regions, plumule and the radicle. From the radicle, the root will arises. And based upon the radicle, roots are divided. Actually, the roots which are not arising from the radicle called as adventitious. That means some will arise from stem, leaf, etc. So those are adventitious. The roots which are arising from the radicle are divided into two types. Those are tap roots and fibrous roots. Let us see one by one. So taproot and the fibrous root. If you see the taproot seen in the dicots and from the radicle only one primary root is arising and shows more anchorage and stronger seen in dicots. Whereas the fibrous root, it will show less anchorage and many primary roots arising from the radicle and shows less anchorage. Next thing is regions of the root. Let us see the regions. First one is the root cap. Root cap protect the root tip from the soil particles. It will protect it from the damage. And next one is the region of cell division, that is meristematic, where the actual root growth will takes place. Next region is the cell elongation. The length of the cell will increases. Both the root elongation, there is a region of maturation where the cell will differentiate and perform the function. Also, root hairs will arise from this region only to absorb the water and minerals. These are the regions of root. Next, coming to the root modifications. So actually root will absorb the water and minerals. Other than this, if it want to perform special functions, the root will change their shape and structure. So that change we are calling them as modification. Okay, so root is modified into few types to perform the special functions. Let us see one by one the few types of root modifications. First, storage roots, fusiform, conical, napiform, adventitious, tuberous, fibrous. So these are storage roots. Prop or pillar roots, stilt root, brace root, nematophores, VELAMEN roots, partial parasitic roots, and complete parasites, nodular and photosynthetic roots. So these are the examples. So all these modifications are taking place to perform specific functions. Let's see one by one. First one is the storage roots. The name only saying that these roots will help in the storage of the food. First one is conical, that is carrot. Fusiform root seen in the radish. Napiform root we see in the beetroot, and tuberous root are sweet potato. So all these are the storage roots which helps in the storage of the food material. To store the food, they are modified. So those swollen to store the food. Next root is a pillar root. These are actually adventitious roots. You can also call them as hanging roots to give the mechanical support. These are arising from the lateral branches of the banyan tree. So these are the example which will give the mechanical support. So the lateral branches, from the lateral branches they are arising, not from the radicle. So that's why we are calling them as adventitious root. Next, stilt roots. These are seen in maize, sugarcane. From the lower node they are arising. Actually these are also to give the mechanical support seen in the maize and sugarcane. From the lower node they are arising. Next, coming to the next type of root modification after the stilt root. So parasitic roots. So parasites we know which will depend on the host for the food or other water or any minerals using a hostoria, so which is inserted into the host and will absorb the water, minerals, food, etc. Examples are Cuscuta, Striga, Viscum, Rafflesia. So many partial or complete parasites. So here if you see breathing or the respiratory roots or nematophores, these roots actually modified because they are present in the waterlogged areas. So the roots are modified here to exchange the gases. So they will grow above the soil and they have the nematophores at the tip which will help in the exchange of the gases. Nodular roots. So nodular roots are seen in the legumes actually. To fix the nitrogen, these roots are modified and the rhizobium will produce the nodules on the roots of these plants because these plants are present in the nitrogen deficient soils. So that's why these nodules they are producing to fix the nitrogen. So legume plants we see these. Next one is photosynthetic roots. These are also called as chlorophyllous roots. These are green color ones. The roots are modified to perform the photosynthesis. They are growing on the other trees. Example, Tinophyllum is the example for these photosynthetic roots. So next one is VELAMEN or the epiphytic root. Epiphyte means which will grows on the other trees. So here you can see that, and these roots are modified to absorb the moisture from the atmosphere. So that's why they are growing on the other trees. Thank you everyone.